Hi, I'm Todd Danielson with Avon Lake Regional Water, and I'm here to give you a board recap for the August 15th, 2017 meeting. It was the first meeting after our summer recess, so the board was off for 5 weeks, and we came back and we had quite a long meeting to try to catch up on all the things that happened during those 5 weeks. Started out with a work session, and this work session was really about as an organization, we are trying to improve how we do business, and we were trying to assure that what the staff considers priorities are in line with what the board considers priorities. What we want to do is make sure that the services that we provide are the most efficient and effective for you, the customer. So last night's work session was just one step along the line of trying to make those improvements. And we'll be talking more about that in upcoming shows. After that, we got into the regular meeting. And we had some guests during the regular meeting, and that took up the first portion of our meeting. And they were actually guests from the city of Westlake. You all have heard over many years, these discussions have been going on for 10 or 15 years. Westlake has indicated interest in potentially having Avon Lake or Avon Lake Regional Water sell drinking water to them. So representatives from the city of Westlake were there last night to express continued interest in that potential sale. So the board listened and received their comments, and we'll see where that might go on whether Westlake might want to purchase water from us and whether we might be interested in selling water to them. Following that, we got into the regular meeting and approving expenditures and things like that. And then after that, there was, I believe, an important milestone. The board authorized the purchase of a parcel, a piece of property in Amherst Township. And that property is where the emergency booster pumping station will be for that emergency interconnect with the city of Elyria, where we could provide them up to 8 million gallons per day of water in an emergency, or they could provide that to us. So should we have another situation where we are unable to produce water at our water plant, or for some other reason, we have more storage at our water plant now. We are in the midst of constructing the elevated storage along Walker Road. We have made the improvements with the intakes out in Lake Erie, and then this is one other way to get backup water, this up to 8 million gallons per day of backup water or emergency water through Elyria. So with the purchase of the land, the design can be finalized, and then the bidding can occur, and then construction can occur. And with all of that taking place, the intent is for it to be online by the end of 2018. So that will be a great improvement. By the end of 2017, we had additional storage at our water plant. By the end of 2016, we had additional storage at our water plant. By the end of 2017, we have additional storage in the air at Walker Road. By the end of 2018, we should have this emergency interconnection in place. So all great improvements to improve the reliability and redundancy of our water system. Following that, we awarded contracts. So as you can imagine, as a water utility, we have annual contracts for chemical supply or for supplies for our distribution and collection system. And what we do every year is we send that out for bid, and typically the lowest price bidder is the one that receives the awards for those materials. So that happened last night. And following that, we revised our regulations to our water and wastewater regulations. And what that related to is when someone builds a house or does something that requires water and wastewater usage, we then charge a fee for the capacity to have those pipes in the street or to have the treatment plant available. So when a person comes and connects into the system, there's a fee that must be paid for the capacity that's out there. So the person's paying a little share of the cost of having all of this infrastructure in place. And the way the regulations were written, there was a little bit of room for interpretation on that. So we were trying to tighten up those regulations, to assure that everybody pays as they should appropriately pay. So that the regulations were modified last night as a result of that. Aside from that, typical reports and updates, and there were a few things that were discussed. For instance, we just earlier this week, on the 14th of August, we started a flushing program. And you can find information on our website about that, avonlakewater.org. And there will be some information on our Facebook page also related to that. But essentially what we're doing, and we've talked a little bit about this, we have, for the 25 years that the lead and copper program has been in place, we have always met the lead and copper requirements. However, in response to the issues in Flint, Michigan and Sebring, Ohio EPA was making changes to the regulations. And to jump ahead of those changes, we will be implementing a new corrosion control procedure, which means adding a different chemical to help reduce the chances for corrosion. We've always met the limits, but we're doing this to, out of an abundance of caution and to make sure that we're ahead of everything that Ohio EPA does. In order to do this new chemical, we are first flushing our water distribution system to assure that any sediments or anything that might be in the pipes that have settled over slow periods of time are flushed out. That could take 3 or 4 weeks to do. And you can look for updates on our Facebook page or our website about that. And when we're doing that flushing, you might experience a brief periods where you see some discolored water. The water should still be safe, but if you see the discolored water, just let the water flush through your cold water line for a little while, and it should clear right up. If it doesn't, give us a call, and we can see what's going on. Also, as we're doing this, we are closing valves and opening valves and pushing water in different directions. There might be a brief moment when all of a sudden you don't have water, and we've realized that that we need to, well, one, there could be a break in the line, or two, there could be a valve issue that we're identifying. So if you do notice that, give us a call just to help make sure that we know what's going on. But we are working to assure that your water system is as safe and reliable as it can be. Those are really most of the important things to talk about today. So our next board meeting is right after Labor Day. We'll look forward to talking more with you then. Oh, and I guess the last thing that we did do in our meeting was we had an executive session where I was briefing the board on our union negotiations. Those are once every 3 years. The City of Avon Lake, as well as Avon Lake Regional Water, negotiates around the same time. So we are in the midst of union negotiation to try to assure and any updates are fair and appropriate both for the union staff and for our customers. So we hope to come to agreement soon to keep providing you the best service that we can. So until just after Labor Day, thank you for your time. Thank you for helping to keep Lake Erie safe and clean, and enjoy the water. I'm Todd Danielson with Avon Lake Regional Water. Thank you.